So I was saying, we're just different. And we don't really care if you say you're going to go no contact and you have all of these issues with us. Basically because we have lived extraordinarily difficult lives. When we grew up, we had to really fight for everything we wanted. And that meant we had to work sometimes 2 jobs, 3 jobs, go to school, take care of children, deal with ridiculous relationships, or in my case, stupid ass marriages that you had to get out of. And so therefore, we are very hard around the edges. However, what I believe is going on currently is that you guys are just like in this pansy state where you're very similar to the manosphere dudes or these red pill guys, like where you want your parents to cater to you as if, you know, we have to submit and give in to your every whim of how you feel we're supposed to be. And if we don't cater to your every feeling, ache, or subscribe and conform to your opinion of us, every bit of what we're supposed to do from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, then we're no good. And in my opinion, that is just the most childish shit I have ever heard. Because when you're mature, you understand that regardless of how you're related to someone, you are not going to see eye to eye with people all the time, and there are going to be issues with your relationship because you are not joined at the hip with other people. And that's the whole point of communication, to let someone know, well, right now you're making me feel very uncomfortable, you're making me feel very unappreciated, I don't like how you're talking to me, therefore I no longer want to have this conversation until you and I are at a space, or can come to a space where we can exchange truly the way we feel about each other without yelling, screaming, cussing each other out, or feeling like we need to permanently distance ourselves from one another. That's just my feeling about it. And then the ultimate thing I'd like to tell you, black women who are doing this with your mothers, because, you know, you guys love to say that all black mothers are toxic when they're not. People get tired. They physically get tired. And what I've seen from my girlfriends, my family, my own daughters, and just people in my community that I speak with and my family, you young black women these days, you're very selfish. You're very unempathetic to what older black women, your mothers and women related to you go through. You don't care if we have autoimmune diseases that make us extremely tired, suffer with pain throughout our day, our work week, etc. You don't care about us aging, dealing with all of the things and illnesses and aches and pains that come with aging, especially when you are one of the many black women of today where they don't exercise regularly, they have hypertension, they have a heart disease or a heart condition, high cholesterol, pressure, or arthritis, or anything, lupus. You don't give a shit. You just feel like if we are not living up to whatever the pseudo-psycho trend or belief is this week, then we're just horrible people that need to be beheaded or set out to pasture by way of no contact because we just didn't stroke your ass the way that you felt like we needed to stroke your ass. And to me, I think that's all immature and ridiculous. It really is. Like, as far as I'm concerned, and most therapists will tell you, or most anyone with a psychology degree will tell you, is that unless there was some real deep trauma from your childhood that resulted in some sort of injury, whether it be physical or deeply psychological, like raping, being beat almost to death, or being physically abused to the point where ACS had to take you away, or you were being repeatedly raped and molested, things like that, or you were abused from one foster home to the other, whatever it was, beat every day in your home. I mean, like literally being damn near like 2 levels up from a slave. If that did not happen to you in your childhood, then you are not the person who qualifies, and yes, I said, you are not the person who qualifies for a no contact with your parent, legitimately. Now, you may do it willy-nilly, or like you just want to do it because you want to do the cool thing that everyone else is doing on this bullshit ass social media that does nothing but promote separation of black family. And when I say black family, I am solely talking about mothers and daughters, and tears down the relationships between all black women, regardless of their relationship. This is what this does. And when you are one of these people that wholeheartedly go in for the gusto for all the trends and being a follower or a negative trendsetter on one of these social media platforms, then you are the nemesis that we don't need within black women. We don't need you. Because instead of you bringing black women together, you're going out of your way to find reasons to pull them apart. And in the end, we as black women only suffer because you set up all of these parameters and stratifications, different levels of separation between black women that have one commonality or two commonalities, being feminine and being black. And it doesn't matter what age you are, because you young today, and you better believe you're going to be old tomorrow, because none of us escape this world without aging unless we die right where we stand. So I believe that you all need to get over yourselves, stop all of this nonsense, unless you qualify in one of those categories I spoke about earlier, right? About this no contact and trying to always make your mother, your black mother, the scapegoat, because it shows that you still have a lot of growing mentally to do. I'm sorry, I just have to tell you the truth. I mean, you're looking at a black woman that has suffered some serious shit in this lifetime, like physical violence, extreme levels of brutality from a child now. If you can imagine getting beat on a regular basis with a fucking extension cord to the point where your skin bust open, okay, like mine did, and not being able to sit down literally on your own ass because you had whelped up torn flesh, okay, and nobody wanted to take you to the hospital because they didn't want to go to jail. Unless you have stories like that, I can see you saying, I want to go no contact. But even a person being like that, where I have those stories, because I have told you guys in the past, I have had parents that were addicted to narcotics, and from time to time, when they couldn't get their high fast enough, they would literally beat the shit out of us. So, in addition to that, when you add on being literally raped, like many black women are as a child, if I could sit here and say to you, shit in this world is really not that fucking deep for you to always try to blame shit on your mother or the women in your family and make it seem like they live in a vacuum in this world, and that there are no fucking extenuating factors in this lifetime that makes people the monsters that they are, when there really is. And then on top of that, right, the ultimate thing that you're not thinking about is the fact that when you have children and you are a parent yourself, the way you treat your parents in front of them, whether you know it or not, is how they will treat you. So when you're doing all of this, I want no contact with my parents, and talking all this good shit about your mother and any other black female related, black woman related to you and your family, you're teaching your little black girls how to grow up and treat you. So when they can't see their grandmother and their grandmother is being called all these type of names, and they're not allowed to visit, or they've been estranged from them for years and years, or whatever it is, they're going to do the same thing to you, because children live what they learn. Period. And the only time children don't repeat the same cycles that were done to the people raising them is when they actually take a personal initiative to say, I will create change. I will not do the same things that were done to me, and I will begin to look at things through a much educated scope and a more matured scope, and not allow social influence or personal influence from someone I respect or I follow or I think knows better than this person over here to influence me to do something that is not beneficial to me. Like, you guys got to exercise way more independent thought. And this is a real reality, because when I think about, right, how I am literally attacked all the time on this platform for being very real, very guttural, very honest about the issues with black women on YouTube, and the pretension and the performance that these content creators give on here to keep a following and to make money off of the exploitation and violation of the reoccurring traumas that black women relive when they're talking about these topics or dealing with them or viewing them in these videos. I'm called jealous, which I am not a jealous person, never envious, none of that. And that comes from a level of self-confidence that is extremely high, if you haven't noticed, right? And also a level of self-esteem and just love of self that is incredible. Like, I don't compete with women, because I know that there is no competition between black women that are very comfortable in their own skin and who have a healthy level of high self-esteem and high self-confidence. I love me, and therefore I don't need to challenge or compete with another black woman that feels the same way about herself. I respect it the same way I expect her to respect me the same way. The ageism, the hate for older women, it is really a sick thing on social media, and it's a sad thing, because you are literally falling into all of the traps that society and dysfunctional black males and ultimately poverty, the white supremacist system of poverty, has put out there for you to fall into. I have to give a lot of credit to Matrix Exposed the other day when she did a live talking about the making fun of and trying to humiliate Vivica Fox due to her saying that she wanted to get married at 60. Now, for the record, let me explain to y'all. She was married before, at a very young age when she started acting. I believe, how far back was that? Was that before Set It Off? It definitely was. I think it was. I'm trying to think about the beginnings of her career, because she's had an extensive career, right? So I think it was back in the days when she made that movie with Bill Bellamy, that How to Be a Player or something like that. She was married to some dude that was being a typical black male Dusty, right? Stealing her money, being overly violent, trying to get strong on her, causing her problems with her career. And if you do the research, you will see that she has been married before. She does not have children to my knowledge, and she has been in several long-term relationships. So the relationship aspect and the marriage aspect to her is not anything new. But the reason I bring that up in relation to the humiliation that these black males were doing in video after video, even down to like Z-list celebrities like Corey Holcomb and his little ignorant podcast, where he has to resort to that because he can't fill a room for comedy because no one thinks he's funny, right? So he went on to like try to really degrade her and dehumanize her looks, her age, and make it appear as if she had, in his opinion, wasted her whole life away, and now at 60 she wants to be married, when she had been married before and had several relationships. And the thing that they do when they attempt to humiliate women who are older in age, who are now considering marriage, is because they need you to understand that it is your job to take care of them and put your life on hold, or never have a life and always have a problem with women like myself, who are here to tell you, show you, and teach you that there is an alternative life that you can have that can be really good without broke, poor, dependent, trying to use you, will kill you by black femicide, want to beat your ass every day, not take care of their children, and baby trap you black males. There is a better life out here for you. They know that. And so them, along with society, when it comes to black women especially, have to push ageism. And they do it specifically to us because we are the only women in this world and in this particular country that don't age like fucking molded cottage cheese as we get older. Now you're looking at me, and I am in my 50s. It'll take me a few more years to become 60. However, believe me, when I get there, I still will be just as fine and just as fit as I am today, because I take care of myself. I do not let myself go. I do not think that I am old and a relic or something that needs to just lay down and die because I am half of a century. That is not how I feel, and that's not what I believe. I have seen women in my lifetime into their 80s looking fit, fine, beautiful, or as you guys say, because they're always feminine, traveling, having money, and staying away from drama and unnecessary hardship with males that they don't want to be bothered with. And that's the issue, because these guys are well aware of the fact that black males do not age as good as black women. Most of these guys are literally done for and having all types of medical problems, drug addictions, and emotional issues by 35 going into 40. And by the time they are 50, half of them are dead, gone, or about to be dead and gone. And you know it. If you just look at all of the rappers or the artists or actors around my age, from 50, might as well say, give it a 5-year range, 50 to 55. They're all busted, disgusted, and damn near ready to die. Look like they got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel. You look at Martin Lawrence, him and the other one, I forget his name right now, Will Smith. They got another one of those movies coming out. The both of them look so bad in that movie, it's not even funny. But now, if you put two black women that have taken care of themselves, who are the same age as them, you will see the huge difference. And this is what these guys know. So this is why it is important for people, the dudes and the women who are on here always age shaming and always trying to keep a rift between young women and older women, which circles back to the no contact, is why they do it. Because you young black women, or you young black women who everybody feels they could use, society and broke males who need you as a resource, they know they have to keep you at fighting odds with older women, even if it is your mama, who's going to be the main one who's supposed to be out here protecting you, advising you and schooling you, so that you live a functional, healthy, and productive life. They know to keep you away from them. Because if you stay with those women and learn a thing or two, you will really understand how no contact works against your best interest, not your mother's or your grandmother's. Because honestly, truth be told, let me tell you, if any of my kids were to go 100% no contact with me for the rest of their life, do you know I would not give a fuck? I would not give a fuck. You know why? Because there's a saying, and it works both ways, both negatively and positively. Guilty conscience needs no accusing. So if I did something wrong, of course my guilty conscience is supposed to show, right? The same way, if I do something right, I have no guilty conscience. So nothing will show regardless, which is the positive way. And therefore, I have no guilt. I have no regret. I have no, or what did I do wrong? I know I did nothing wrong. And this is not about arrogance or feeling like I can't be corrected, or I am the parent, you are the child, you must listen to me roar. That's not what it is. It is the fact that when I know that I have literally done everything I was supposed to do by you, never slipped one time, and I am always here for you, even when you got your ass up on your shoulders for me to kiss, and you don't want to respect me or treat me like I need to be treated, I am still here for you. I have no regrets. I have nothing but, well, I can go to my grave knowing that I did not wrong you, and I did everything for you, and I did what a mother's supposed to do. And you can go to your grave feeling the same way. There is no hard feelings about it. And you must understand that there are times in life when two people cannot find any headway and cannot or will not give each other no kind of act right, then it is completely okay for both of you to go your separate ways. But for you to make that an automatic default shows that there's a problem in you, period. Seriously. Because it has to get to the point where there's like, I just can't. I've tried, I just can't. But y'all don't even try. You just want to sit on here, call names, not put in any effort, not care about anything, want to have instant gratification every time something comes your way that you feel you're entitled to. You're supposed to have it all with no regards to another person getting in and getting a part of it or having any piece or getting their share of anything good. You only care about yourselves in a selfish, destructive way. Not in a selfish, individual way that keeps you from having abuse issues with a black male, no. But in a selfish, destructive way where you feel like other black women should not profit, benefit, or be given the same opportunity as you. It's like when someone opens the door for you, you run and slam it before the next black woman gets to walk through. That is the mentality and the behavior and the trend of what is going on now with this whole no contact stuff. So you know what I say? Hey, think about every decision you make, because some of them you might not be able to retract. I am never gonna do a no contact with people in my life for my entire life. Can I step away from them for a while and regroup and get peace in my life from whatever chaos that person or that situation brings to me? Absolutely right, and so can you. But when it comes to holding a grudge or feeling like my morals are so superior that I can't even bend or begin to listen or accept anything you're saying to me, then, that's wrong. But that's not what's happening. What is happening is that it's the same old that always goes down on YouTube. There's always someone telling a story that is not telling it truthfully, that is not giving a full scope or narrative of their part in the mischief or the mayhem, and they're trying to make it seem like the other person is completely horrible and another person is the victim, and that is not the truth. It's just not. And y'all know what I mean. When you look at the majority of the people on here who have a problem with me calling out black women that just literally come on here to exploit other black women for money and don't really care about black women dying from black femicide or anything that has happened to black women since we've been on YouTube making black women's issues trend and become a real topic, instead of you getting mad with the person who's actually violating you and disrespecting you, you get mad with the messenger. And then you side with people who splice videos of me, make up lies, don't tell the truth, only to justify their point of view. And you don't speak out, because those of you that know better, you don't ever say, that's not true. And this whole video is nothing but a slanderous fucking joke. You don't do it. And that's all the stuff I'm talking about. Like, there's a sense of entitlement you have to wanting to tear down other black women the same way black males do it on YouTube, society, and just the culture at large. Like, black women are never trusted. When they say something is wrong, we're always said to be a liar. When we say we have been hurt, no one believes us because they believe we don't feel pain. When we say we're done, they think that because we have given people grace in the past, we just don't mean what we say, and we want to be victimized. So please just take your time to think about some of the things I've said. And if you are participating in that nonsense of no contact, realize that if you have children, you're teaching them to treat you and do to you what you're doing to your mother and have no contact with you in the future. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.